Good morning, students. Today, what we are going to start, we are going to start about the respiratory system. And respiratory system means the system which is the, we can say that is by which that every living being can be recognized by this respiratory system. Means if any, whether it is a unicellular or a multicellular, if it is a living organism, then respiration is the utmost requirement, because without respiration nobody can get energy, and energy is required to survive. Even for a movement, the slightest movement, you need energy. So that is, now we know this, that we have studied two types of respiration, like aerobic respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic. Now you see, aerobic means in presence of oxygen, in presence of O2, and this is absence of O2. Now you see that the important thing is that aerobics, as you do the aerobic exercises, you can remember this by this, that aerobic respiration, that such a respiration where you know that one molecule of glucose, if I write a reaction, let me write the reaction somewhere. If I write the reaction here, that C6H12O6, this molecule oxidized by 6 molecules of oxygen, forming 6 molecules of CO2 plus 6 molecules of water and plus 38 ATP. Now children, always remember that ATP is the energy currency, adenosine triphosphate. Now aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, there is one more great difference, that you know in anaerobic respiration, like in yeast, there is anaerobic respiration. What we get, the products we get, means anaerobic respiration, if I talk of yeast, so the product we get, that is C2H5OH ethanol plus one molecule, means if this oxygen को मैं remove कर दूँ and I'm just oxidation of this, I am talking respiration, anaerobic respiration of this one molecule of glucose. So what we will be getting? We will be getting the ethanol plus 2 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 2 molecules of ATP. Important thing is that 2 molecules of ATP. And anaerobic respiration occur in our muscles also. But in our muscles, what we get, lactic acid is produced, and you know lactic acid which is produced plus 2 ATP energy also here. Now with this lactic acid, it is this, because of this lactic acid we feel pain in our muscles, because this lactic acid get deposited, means when we are doing some vigorous exercise, so our body is not able, our blood circulation it is not able, we are not able, our system is not able to provide oxygen, then to provide energy to the body, anaerobic respiration occur in the muscles, and this lactic acid get removed either by a hot oil massage or by having a hot water bath, by which what happens, that blood circulation is improved, and as the blood circulation improves, so we are getting oxygen, and then the lactic acid get oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. Understand? So this is what means. Some things you have understood, that aerobic respiration we are getting 38 ATP energy, and here the complete oxidation occurring here, carbon dioxide, water, nothing else is produced, means neither ethanol, lactic acid or something else is not produced. Complete oxidation has been occurred, forming carbon dioxide and water and 38 molecules of ATP. But in anaerobic respiration there is incomplete oxidation, and incomplete oxidation, so it is producing what? It is producing, in case of yeast, it is also called as fermentation, it is producing 38 molecules of, producing 2 molecules of ATP, and that's just see, you can see that this is also one more difference, that a very less amount of energy is produced in anaerobic respiration. In the lactic acid also case, and as which occurs in our muscles, there also we get 2 molecules of ATP. So anaerobic respiration we find in microorganisms mostly, and very like bacteria like yeast, And in our body we have only aerobic respiration, but in certain cases means when we are doing some vigorous exercise, then only there are chances of lactic acid formation in anaerobic respiration. Okay. Now there are different, we are having breathing organs, different like water, aquatic animals, they are having gills like fishes. Frogs are having the respiration through skin, cutaneous respiration, as well as it is having breathing by means of lungs, and buccopharyngeal respiration is also there. So in insects you find tracheids and spiracles, trachea and spiracles in case of insects. So prawn is also having the gills. Now you see, now let's come back to the respiration in the human beings, how it is happening. Human beings, I have drawn the diagram, so let's concentrate here. You can see that this is a bony palate, and above this I have shown you the nasal passage. This is your nose, and this is the nasal passage shown, and this is your buccal cavity. So behind this hard palate, there you see the common passage, which is the pharynx. Now actually what happens, whatever food you are eating, it will go through this is your food pipe. I have not written the name, and this is the front tube, this is your trachea. Trachea, which is also called as the windpipe. It is also called as the windpipe. Now the main thing, it is what? It is a simple soft tube. Yes, whatever your pipe you are using for watering, that is quite hard. Body is very hard. This is a very soft tube, trachea, and for that, because of this, so tube is soft, so something is required to provide its strength. So for that purpose, you see that this tube is having cartilaginous rings, means rings which are made of cartilage. These rings, what they provide the strength to the trachea, so that it may not collapse, because it's alphabet C, English alphabet C, that is the shape of these cartilaginous rings. And these cartilaginous rings, they provide strength to the trachea, means when we are exhaling the air, so when a very little amount of air is left in the trachea, so tube may not stick or tube may not collapse. So this is the purpose of these rings. Now this trachea, here it bifurcates into two, and each part is called as the bronchus. Now you can see these are the lungs. This is also a double layer membrane lung. This is also called as the pleural membrane. Now inside the lungs you can see that this bronchus, they are dividing into the primary bronchi. I can write like this. This is the primary bronchi. Primary bronchi, and in the same way next it will be like this is like secondary bronchi. If I write secondary bronchi, so it is going to tertiary bronchi and bronchioles, and finally you can see it is alveoli. When we observe this lungs, you know we are having two lungs. Left lung is a little bit smaller and right lung is a little bit larger in size. You can see main three branches here, main two things. There are three, you can see three, and there we can say two parts like, and there is a difference in the size. Right lung is little bigger than the left lung. Now you see that what is going on when this is a muscular diaphragm, means muscles are here, so this is a diaphragm on which the lungs base, that rest. Now this is shape, you can say it is dome shape. Now when we are inhaling, for the inhaling purpose, the cavity should increase, chest cavity should increase. So for that purpose, these lungs, they are covered over by the ribs, and below is the diaphragm. So diaphragm, what happens, it contracts, so diaphragm, it has come down, and so lungs are getting more space, and the muscles, intercostal muscles attached to the ribs, they also contract. So your lungs, they are getting more space, and so what happening, as the now air pressure inside the lung is less than the outer atmospheric pressure, so automatically air from the outside atmosphere get inside your lungs. Now air, as it get inside your lungs, now you see what would be the route of air. So air is coming from this, like this, air is coming, it will come here and come here. In this way air is coming, and finally we see like this air is coming, and this finally it is where it is going. This is air is going through the, now you can see that I have or reddish dots like these are the balloons like structure called as the alveoli. Now here finally the air is reaching these alveoli, and if I draw an alveoli structure, means this is a round spherical structure, balloon like. Now you see like ball like. Now what actual thing is about the alveoli is that this this layer that is very thin, only made of endothelium without any basement membrane, and above this whole layer like you are having a tennis ball which is अंदर से जो that is which is from inside which is vacant, okay, but there is air is there, and outer the skin जो that is the skin of the tennis ball, it is very thin. In the same way this is very thin, and this like if we are having some blood capillaries on the tennis ball all around, in the same way condition is that you can see that everywhere you can see that like the blood capillaries are there, yes, like blood capillaries surrounding is. Now what happens, now its whole side is surrounded by blood capillaries. Now see that actually what will happen, now from inside the alveoli there is the air which you have inhaled, and the capillaries are having the blood capillary wall is also very thin, only made of endothelium, the same condition. Now capillaries is having the blood which from your body that has come in these capillaries, and this blood is rich in carbon dioxide, and the inside the alveoli there is air which is rich in oxygen. So by the simple process of diffusion you can say, or what will happen, that the gas will diffuse from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. So automatically what will happen, that the oxygen which you have inhaled now in the alveoli will diffuse into the blood capillaries, and CO2 from the blood capillary, the blood from the blood in the blood capillary will come in the alveoli. So and then what will happen, axial process will start, and what will happen, that your diaphragm it will relax, and the muscles, intercostal muscles also which were attached to the ribs, they will also relax. So what will happen, that ribs they will come back to the position, diaphragm will also come back to the position, and as a result what will happen, that the pressure on the lungs is increased now. Now when the pressure on the lungs is increased now, as if we are squeezing something. So when the pressure is increased, then what will happen, now the pressure inside the lungs is more than the outer atmospheric pressure. So automatically the air which is now in the alveoli, this air will go back, and finally it will come out through your nose. So this is the way that how actually the respiration occurs. So I think you all have children understood it well. So and 15 to 18 minutes is the rate of breathing, and okay, it's a lot of time it has. So children, thank you children. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all.